Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Hellbender Vinyl. For those of you that don't know, Hellbender is a vinyl record pressing plant located right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, doing high quality, professional, top of the line record pressing, baby. We finally got one here. There aren't very many in the world, let alone the country, and to have one right under our nose is an insane resource. So if you are a musician looking to get some stuff pressed to wax, I highly recommend checking out the folks over at Hellbender. Tell them Sykes sent you. I've always wanted to say that. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Sit back, relax, and let's start the beats. What up? Happy Sunday afternoon to everyone out here in the beautiful Pittsburgh, PA region. I am joined today. Very excited to have you on the show finally. We've tried to do this a couple times. I get it. We all have lives and things. It makes it complicated to do. I'm very used to needing to reschedule things, move around things. But like Verity's in the building, make some noise for the internet.
Yeah.
For anyone out there that is not familiar, y'all all are just like really wildly energetic, hardcore, metalcore, loud, angry guitar music band. I don't know what subgenre you want to put it on, but I feel like metalcore, hardcore is about where you're at.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Metalcore,
Yeah. So you prefer the metalcore?
Yeah,
tag?
definitely.
Yeah, it's so funny. So I don't know how old anyone is in the room right now, but so like I'm 39 years old. I've been in the Pittsburgh music scene since I was like 14. And the whole reason I'm bringing this up is like there used to be, I grew up with like hardcore, and then metalcore was cool. And then there was like a good 10-year period where nobody wanted to even be called metalcore. Everybody fucking hated it. And like, I was like, I love this shit. And I don't know why we're being so weird about it, but I'm starting to notice again over the past like 5 years, more people being like, we're a metalcore band and we're not afraid to use that word. I'm really curious from your perspective, like where, I don't even know who's going to take the reins on this question, but how did you come across like metalcore and feeling like comfortable being like, we're a fucking metalcore band?
It also depends on like, I guess, what type of metalcore you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, because I think when did it like start not becoming cool? Like probably like 2008, like 2010, it started being like,
let's say 2000,
cool,
2010 to, yeah, that was probably around that time frame for
Right.
sure, when a lot of the bands that even like, around that time frame. And then I play in a band called Grey Walker, and we started in like 2014. And in that time period, it's like what we were basically doing is just like dollar store Darkest Hour ripoff type shit, you know? And it was just like, but everybody would be like, oh, fuck that metalcore stuff. And it's like, this is sweet. I don't know. That's what we like doing. But we would just be like, we're a metal band. And anytime would be like, if somebody would call us a metalcore band, it was like people would be like, ugh. But if we're just like, we're a metal band, people were like, oh, okay, cool. It was like the word was weird, even though it still sounded the same.
I think it's weird. You know, it's the type of metalcore that was still like inspired by hardcore.
Yeah, definitely.
And it wasn't, you know, whenever you got genres and then people copy that genre, it keeps getting like oversaturated and dumbed down and in a bad way, not good.
I think there was like some shit like the Bullet for My Valentines that kind of called themselves metalcore that may have ruined it for everybody. Or even like the Kill Switch Engage stuff, which I've never been a huge fan of. I know a lot of people like that band, and I guess they're a metalcore band. I guess I just don't like the metalcore singing.
A lot of those bands, it seemed like in 2010s, a lot of that started picking up traction with like Warped Tour stuff, and a lot of the kind of stuff that is now labeled as like Sirius XM metalcore.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
Octane core.
That stuff started getting popular. So I don't know. I was like 10 in 2010,
Totally.
so I wasn't all tapped into the hardcore scene.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's probably where the bad connotation might have come from. But
yeah, and where it's over commercialized, over produced,
warped core,
you know, sample replacing everything, locking everything to a grid,
too, which is my that was kind of how I found my way into all of like metalcore, I guess, like because I warped metalcore more or less was like just I was like, oh, this is sick, like oh my god, I thought bands like new like Bless the Fall material, I thought that shit was amazing, and now I'm like, oh. It's so cool. But that first record though, ooh, pardon me.
Well,
but that,
I mean, yeah, like
pardon me.
What are you gonna do when you're like, you know, if you're like 11, 12, 13, you're just finding out about music, like, you know, of course it's like this surface level stuff is where you find shit, unless like you have like, you know, a really cool like older sibling or like cool parents or something. It's, you know, you start on that surface stuff. So, you know, like, and I think you bringing up the Warped Tour thing, I think that the sort of like emo adjacent, got to get the polished, clean vocals in the mix type thing, I think really started to, you know, hey, if there's money to be found, people will do that type of stuff. But getting back to like Verity and what you do, it is certainly not that. It is way. So the first time I saw you play, it was that Halloween show at Roboto.
Oh yeah,
that show fucking ripped. Awesome. It was so much fun. And it was great because like I hadn't been to a show that had like that level of like energy or intensity in like quite a while. And it was really cool to see it. Y'all were great. And I've been like wanting to like chat with you all some more since then. So but and you mentioned, you know, being 10 in 2010. So like I'm curious like what some of the bands you may have found that like what like led you into like wanting to do what would eventually become like Verity.
I mean, I know like for us, I guess like we all had like enjoyed like earlier metalcore. We all loved like early Under Oath. We loved what, Changing of Times? Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, Changing of Times.
Changing of Times.
Yeah, Active Depression. Yeah, like that whole, we loved like early 18 Visions. We loved Vanity. And we had known each other for like a solid, I would say like a solid 5 years. And we had I had moved, some of us just had other projects. People just came and went rather. And eventually we went to the Afira showcase last year. And we came back and we were like, we really have to do this now. Like, this is just awesome. Like, we have to try doing this. And yeah, we popped out Behold in 2 months, like I think after we formed.
Oh, with the demo?
Yeah.
We wrote it in a day. And then just kind of did like put our phone on the video thingy and then just hit record and then played. And then me and Logan like did a lot of just cooking on the spot, you know?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of poof.
Yeah.
And then we recorded it in a day as well. Like we wrote it in a day and then we went to Westlib University and used their recording studio and then recorded it in a day. And just because that's all the time we had. So we had to get it done. But yeah, I remember in like middle school when I had like a doctor's appointment and I went to Walmart and my mom let me pick out an album. Because I don't know, I had a doctor's appointment, and I picked up "Waking the Fallen," Avenged Sevenfold, you know, and I'd only listened to like Unholy Confessions like prior to that, and I put on the whole album. And I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Because before that, I was listening to Metallica and like Iron Maiden, all like the classics and stuff. But this was the first. I was like. It was really different because, you know, it was a different kind of genre of music, different movement. And then that's what really got me into that early metalcore, you know, type hardcore, breakdowns, you know, screaming and all that good stuff.
Yeah, they were Avenged Sevenfold at that time was a really, really special band, and I'm not too sure what they're up to these days.
Making money or trying to make money.
Hella weird. Yeah, I remember like reading some interview with what's that singer's name?
M.
M.
Shadows.
Shadows.
Yeah.
Like basically just like talking crap on like bands that do like aggressive vocals and like, oh, you know, we're not gonna do this stuff anymore and contribute to the noise of music. I'm like, go fuck yourself,
Yeah,
man. Who the hell do you think you are?
The first album
I don't know.
ruled.
He's real into crypto and NFTs now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is he
yeah.
actually? Oh, I had no idea.
He's real into NFTs. I saw him pop up on my
Oh,
Twitter. I was like, oh,
Mm.
Avenged Sevenfold. I clicked on his thing. It's all NFT. I'm like, all right.
you know, I don't like to stereotype people, but he kind of looks like the type of person that would be into crypto and NFTs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's something about his aura that just really gives that off.
I feel like when you write a song, like the first song off of what self-titled, it's the song that's them literally being like, yeah, the US
Critical
should-
acclaim.
Yeah, critical acclaim. It's literally about them being like, yeah, we should go to war in the Middle East. And it was like,
Okay.
like
Okay, buddy.
well, and then the NFT stuff makes so much more
Yeah.
sense now. To be TBH,
City of Evil ruled.
City of
No.
Evil was awesome. I love, yeah.
Just listened to that yesterday. They had parts. It's when he first started like actually singing, I guess, and caring about songwriting.
Yeah, that
and then
was,
went downhill after that.
yeah, I
so.
remember that was the album. Auto show, if you know the math, how long had you been playing at that point?
By that point, well, like Verity as a band, you mean?
Yeah,
That
Started in July.
July. So and that was
so it's like a few months,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Is that
our first show was in July of last year.
Yeah, I think
And,
we just hit
so
the
I
year
guess
mark.
I mean
3
up,
months.
yeah?
up to that point,
Yeah.
we've been practicing like
Pretty recently,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Or not recently.
Yeah,
What's the word?
frequently.
Frequently.
yeah,
Hmm.
like through that time since we wrote it to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's really funny because like I had the last podcast that I recorded was with, we don't got to mention the band's name. I'm not going to talk shit on them or anything. It's just, there's no point in bringing it up, but they're some like older guys closer to my age that were talking about like starting a band and like spending all of this time, like basically like they spent like 2 years just like writing songs and like rehearsing them and getting everything before they ever played a show. And it's like, I understand that perspective being a little bit older. I've been there, but I've
Yeah.
also been in the position where it's like, let's just fucking do this.
2 years is
And
kind of
Is it 2 whole years? That's crazy.
if you
I
can't
think-
play your songs after 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I don't know,
even like I don't know. I get like
a month.
I get like even like if you're really sitting on it, like I don't know. I feel like you need the time to like put in.
I think it's also,
I think it's good to have.
they're
yeah.
like a wildly different genre of
Mhm.
music, you know,
Yeah,
too,
that's
where it's like,
That's
these are like more probably like, you know, 5.5, 6 minute like rock compositions with different
Oh.
movements and different sections, and not necessarily just like, we got a minute 30 fucking ripper, let's go, you know.
I think you can tell
But-
like the love is there though, like in
Yeah.
the bands that like wait like a hot second, maybe not like 2 years, but like if they really put in like I don't know, like even like half a year of time, like in a record, like I feel like you can tell when somebody's like clearly putting love in once you hear it. You're like great, yeah, again, 2 years, that's kind of crazy, but like you can tell when somebody's really invested in what they're doing. I feel like because I don't know, there are just a lot of cool albums that I feel like you can hear the love.
Yeah.
And I respect that. So
You gotta be careful though that you don't like think on it too much,
agreed.
because there's been a lot of times where I've been trying to like write riffs and stuff, and I've just like thought about it too much and just kept adding a bunch of bullshit on it until it's like, this isn't. You
It just
wouldn't dance
gets
to this. You're
Yeah.
not dancing. You're not dancing.
Yeah, you like overwork the dough in some way.
Sometimes it's just whatever you spit out is the best.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I do find myself trying to really remain rooted in the philosophy that generally your first idea is your best idea,
Mm-hmm.
and just go off that. Like if there's something in you, some little spark of creativity that's like, I gotta fucking do this riff, or I have this lyric or whatever, it's probably the best version of it right there, because it got you up off your ass to pick up your instrument or to get a notebook or whatever the fuck you need.
Right.
But yeah, you take that and it's like, well, it could be a little bit better. Maybe I could play it this way. And then all of a sudden it's like not cool anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes too, like with my band, like we've worked on songs sometimes to a point where it's like, I liked this last month. I'm fucking sick of it now, because we keep on changing all this stuff that like doesn't really matter to me. Maybe it matters to y'all as a player, because like, you know, I want this to be a little bit more technical, a little bit more interesting. And for me, I'm just like, just make it stupid. Nobody's ever gonna listen to this in the way that we are. Just make it stupid. And you know, I just want somebody to like want to punch somebody. Like I don't care how good the fucking riff is. Like there's a threshold, I imagine.
It's about the flow, I think, when we write. It has to flow from one part to another, because you're thinking not just about the song, you're thinking about who you're playing it to. And you don't want them just standing and staring at you, you know.
That's why
you
I
want them to have a good
how-
time, you know, and get into it.
Yeah. That's why I love how we wrote Behold, because that was like, most of that was like written in not even 2 hours with each other, and we were just like, everything we were throwing at each other, we were like,
we would end something, we'd be like, wait, 2-step.
Yeah,
and then it'd be
like,
like, come up with a riff right now.
Yeah. And whenever we were writing the songs for the split that we just put out, they all had like riff ideas like over the few months that we were trying to work out, and nothing was working out. And then they're just like, all right, let's just jam, see what happens. And then bam, those were the songs like right there.
Yeah, they just popped.
And so like it was just stuff that was like, we're sitting on ideas, and then we started overworking them. We were like, I
can't fucking tell you how many times I've been at band practice and like everyone's just kind of like we just got there. We've been there for like 5 minutes and like, you know, getting the guitars set up, and everybody's just kind of playing and sound checking, and then they just kind of like start riffing on something. And I'm like, that's the fucking song. What's that? It's like, oh, we're just fucking around. I'm like, we need to just fuck around more. Stop trying to make this like so scientific, you know? But, you know, again, I love those guys. It's funny. This like the different ways you can like write music. And I find that I imagine with y'all, you are probably writing music from the perspective of like, we're writing this to play it live, not necessarily writing this because we want to like record it. I mean, maybe one day you do want to record it, but that's probably not the goal. I think for a lot of bands, like maybe the band I was talking about earlier, I think they're more of like we're writing things for like in a studio environment and trying to create this like artistic composition. Whereas it's like with what you guys are doing, I imagine it's just a little bit more like
your listening experience, right? But like for us,
it's like the listening. It's not the I'm gonna sit down with my headphones and have a cup of tea and listen to this on vinyl type shit. This is like we need to like, you know, we're a part of a community that's bigger than ourselves that we want to be a part of, and we want to play these shows, and it's about just like, you know, being the most wild or the heaviest or just like what's gonna, I don't know, writing songs for a live environment.
Yeah,
is
like,
basically I imagine what you're doing.
I say I don't play any instruments, so I can't be like, oh, do this thing, do this thing. So I'm just like, I just want a mosh part. I want a really heavy mosh part. I want something that will make people go crazy. Or like I want to do a part where it's a sing along part where everyone can jump up, because that's, like you said, we're really trying to make it more for like that live environment, because I feel like that's kind of what hardcore is. It's much more important in the live environment and like in the show, because it's feels like so much more of a community thing than a lot of other like music scenes. So it's that's like really important to me. It's just making sure people are going crazy, singing along. That's all I care about.
I find that like honestly, like these days it's like I love seeing hardcore and like almost most heavy music. I love seeing it live, and I don't really even give a shit about listening to a lot of it like on record anymore. Like there's still albums that I'll listen to, but for me it's like so hard to even like trust in a weird way a lot of the shit that I listen to now, especially with metal bands, because I'm just like, this is like a techno album. It's all fucking fake computer shit. And it's just like, I mean, it sounds cool, but it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't hit the same with me. So, I don't know. I really think that like, if you are a heavy band, in my opinion, you should be writing music for a room full of people, not necessarily like what is going to be the most impressive thing or most technically challenging thing. It's just like, if we're playing this in a room, are people going to be standing there staring at us, or are they going to be going crazy? I feel like it should be, the objective should always be going crazy. But you know,
that's how I listen to like any sort of like heavier or metal music, because I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, like I'm listening to it, wanting to see this band live, and I'm like, hardcore shows have ruined live music for me. Because if I can't be going crazy, looking like an insane person, running around swinging on people, I'm like, I'll pass on that show.
Yeah.
And I think if you write a song that works live and everyone loves it live, is moving live, it's gonna work on a record, because it keeps the listener interested. You know, if you got something boring live, it's going to be extra boring when you're listening to it in your car.
And that's why, like, the technical, like, I always have, like, I'll admire, you know, technical prowess for an instrument, like, anytime. But yeah, when it comes to like our little scene that we've just kind of, it's just awesome to see how many people are just like, just reacting to everything. Like, people are just always, anytime a show is played that we're on, it's just always chaos in some form. And it's just people just having like a blast. And that's why, like, I guess I'll always, again, respecting like the technical prowess of stuff, but like seeing those bands and, you know, some of them that will like hit us up being like, oh, like we want to play with you guys. And we're like, and we love the bands and like we're good with them. But it's like, how are we going to get the reaction that we want?
You got to pick your bills.
We know. Yeah.
Especially when, you live an hour and a half away and it costs you $25 round trip to get to Pittsburgh. I'm not paying $25 to play a shitty show. That's how it is. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I remember like I was trying to like, I like threw a show together with us, and I had Arc of Violence play on it. And I love those guys. They're so tight to hang out with. But like I knew I was like, they're going to be playing for our crowd, which is like just like older dudes that don't really move that much anymore. And like everybody loved them. Like I'm sure they moved some merch and stuff like that. But for the performance aspect of the show, I could tell that like, just having like a bunch of like older dudes that were just like, this is sick, and not like fucking going to town on each other was like, damn, like, because that's what they're used to, and it was funny. But, just speaking to that, like wanting to like play and like be tied in with like younger bands and be like relevant in the scene and like show some of the people that like have been going to local shows for like 20 years, like all of us have, that like these young bands are still fucking awesome, and there's like worthwhile, like go see them, go support them. Don't wait for us to play a show once every other fucking month or whatever, because we don't play all the fucking time anymore because we're old. Go out, go be a part of stuff, and like trying to bring younger bands out on bills. But like you're saying, sometimes it just doesn't make sense, because it's like, you have a certain crowd and a certain thing that you're looking for, and it's like trying to mesh those worlds together. It can be difficult sometimes.
It's cool seeing these young kids start bands and stuff, as long as they're doing it for the right reason and they're like about it. They like actually care about the music and care about the scene and care about what they're doing, not just like, I'm in a band, go follow my page.
And, you're always going to have that though. That's like inevitable.
Yeah. Well, because we obviously not dropping names, but like we had just like come across like some bands recently that were like using like AI in their logo, and like I think that same band, if it's who we're thinking of, I think this even some of the riffs or one of the clips they posted of new music they had coming. It was just
program drums.
I made program drums too, but like even like the song itself, it was just like, what are we doing? Like, it's just, it sounds like you asked a program to make this, and it's like, that's not the point of this. We want you.
And they called it metalcore too. So it's like two bands called metalcore, us and them. It's like, which ones? Two different kinds of metalcore there. But
and I want people to write like what they want, but yeah, be genuine about it too. Though. Like don't don't go to the AI to ask it to make you like a hardcore track. Don't do that. Like make what you like are feeling. Like make that bounce riff, or make that like side to side shit. I don't know. Just throw something together and see where it goes. Because like that's
at least commission an artist to make your artwork.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like that's
please. Oh my God,
that's
like,
really fucking lame.
Please hire somebody to make your logos.
The artists who like do the logos are just as much important and part of the scene as like the bands.
Yep.
It's like
the flyers,
without
the logos.
That, how are we
your cover
gonna have a cool logo?
art.
Or if like Addie, art by Addie, shout out, did
The
our new
first shout out of
logo.
the day.
Yeah, first one, first of many. Yeah, she did our new logo, which at first it was just a like Canva preset or something that Logan whipped up in like 2 seconds so that we could throw it on the flyer. And we're like, yeah. And so without that, everyone's just gonna have stock Canva logos. No one's an artist if you don't pay artists.
Yeah. I find myself like this is kind of an adjacent conversation, but it dives into like, I guess like graphic design and content creation and like being like social media type shit. Without getting too in the weeds on it, something that really bothers me is like how homogenized and the same everything looks on social media, because everyone uses the same thing in the same like text bubbles and the same fonts, and it's like there's no unique identity in any of this like online marketing anymore, even going down to like getting logos and things like that, because everybody's just using the same presets and the same fucking Adobe software or whatever. I mean, this even bleeds into music, because a lot of people will just be like, hey, we're recording demos and we're using all the same types of plugins with the same guitar tones and everything sounds the same, and it just lacks individuality. But again, especially with recording, sometimes people just want stuff to happen so quick that they don't want to either, it may not even be a money thing, it's like they just don't want to spend the time to try to get an artist to do something for them or blah 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 blah. But
yeah, they're relying on these programs, like you're saying with music. They're thinking that these plugins will save their recording because they got a shitty sound from the beginning. Mic your drums the right way the first time, set your levels right the first time, play them right the first time, tune the heads right. I mean, you can go on. Don't rely on Superior Drummer 3 to replace everything because you can't play, or you don't take the time to care about it.
Yeah. Like learn your craft,
Yeah. At least just care about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that like there's a lot of people, and this is certainly not new. I've been seeing this my entire life in like the scene, is that there's always those people, and we talked about this already, that just want to be in a band for whatever reason. I mean, like, sure, it is cool to like be on stage and have a bunch of kids screaming in your face and throwing fists, and like, yeah, it feels great. But to like want that without putting in the work to like deserves, like, I feel like, there's like a level of like respect's a weird word to use, but I guess just like I feel like you got to earn your place to get to that point, to have like a room full of kids screaming your song in your face. It takes time and effort and dedication, and just to like fabricate it is like weak, but people do that.
And we're still working on it. We're still putting in the work and in it. It's not easy at all.
Y'all have only been doing this, I mean, I guess playing shows now for about a year. So this is still like a very new thing. A year may seem like a long time to you right now in the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, a year is like not that long.
And we'd all been involved in projects and bands prior to this too, so it's like we went into this knowing that we have to put in the work. We didn't think it's gonna like materialize, even though some of the ideas materialize, but the results don't. The results are what require a little bit of.
Even then, the results that we've seen so far is way more than I expected in a year. Like with people crowding the mic, or like being asked, "Hey, do you want to come play Detroit? Do you want to come play?" Or where else are
we
went?
We went to Colorado.
The fact that we got
and our tour
to Colorado
was like
is even crazy.
all the way out there was like, wow, I didn't expect that. And within the first year of doing this band, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that there is a lot of, I don't know. It's like it's such a silly, dumb cliche, but real recognize real. And I think that it's what you're doing feels very genuine. And again, like from the first time I saw it, I was like, this fucking rips. I was like really, really excited because I've seen, some decent bands and some like boring bands, but I was like very excited by y'all. Not to toot your horn or anything. It was great. It was really, really great. There is like a level of so this is another thing that kind of changed, and I'm curious because I haven't seen a show. It's been a while since I've seen a show that was like where like as a front person, it's been a while since I've seen somebody that's like so like intentionally antagonistic and like and like awesome. And it's just been a long time since I've seen it, and I feel like for a while, like in that like rut, like the dark ages of like the music scene were definitely like that, like 2010 to like 20, like everything up until the pandemic. Like it got really boring. There's definitely pockets of like things that were really cool that were going on, but like it's just like a lot of shows started to feel like more and more like safe, like in like a bad way. I mean, every show should be safe in very specific ways that we don't got to get into. We all know what I mean. But like just from like a sense of like having fun and cutting loose. Like it's just like, I don't know. And I don't really know where I'm going with all of this, but I just thought like I just was really, really like, it was just really, really fun to see you just like was like you are angry. Like, genuinely, but like also too like like you're still like smiling and having a blast, and I'm like, yes.
I think
get it.
I think that's just that's just kind of what like hardcore's kind of about. Like I don't know, whenever I first got into the scene, it wasn't like a ton of people. It was kind of in that lull state. And I'd go back and watch old videos of like old Enemy Mind or Built Upon Frustration or No Retreat sets. And I'm like, yeah, this is what Pittsburgh hardcore's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I remember being at like Enemy Mind shows back in the day and just being like, this is legitimately terrifying. Like I'm having a blast, but this is fucking lawless. Like, and it's been a while. I mean, that's the thing too, is like there was a lot of those bands that like they still play, they still do shit, but like the people, again, it's like it's an older generation, and a lot of those people just aren't moving the way they used to. I mean, a lot of them can't. The songs still rip, but it's just a different demographic, and it's been a while since I've seen like a younger generation kind of pick back up. But I guess it's like the natural cycle of things. It just takes time for it to like become interesting again, or just for like a new generation to want to do it. Because for a while it was like, I don't know, all the type of stuff that we were kind of talking about, more of that like the metalcore that's like what looks like modern metalcore, like the octane core, which we had already talked about. Your Architects and your Spirit Boxes and your Bear Tooths and all that stuff. Trivium, which I mean, like, again, those are all perfectly fine bands. I don't have anything bad to say about any of them, but not really
like
for
Descendancy.
me.
That was a good album.
Descendancy's good. Yeah. The first one, Inferno, I'm probably gonna mess up the whole title. It's something Inferno. I can't remember what the name.
But
and
the
that's
song?
got riffs though. No, the
album.
I think. I can't remember it.
We talk about
we're fake. We're
Trivium?
fake fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fake Trivium fans.
It's all good. I was stoked. We got to open up for them at the Roxy, which I was like really looking forward to, because it was like, wow, this is like, there's only a handful of bands that we listened to like in high school that we actually got to like play with as Grey Walker, and like Trivium was one of them, but they were just like hung out on their bus the whole time and didn't say 2 words to any single one of us. And I was just like, dang, but that's okay. Not that I needed any, not that I was expecting them to be like, great job. But we've also played with like bands, like we've played with Darkest Hour a ton of times, and like they're always really, really nice to us. And like playing with like Dark Tranquility and Black Dahlia Murder and all these bands, and like they're cool. They're actually like, hey, tight, It was like, it bummed me out that the Trivium guys were just so like, don't care. I guess it was also like post-COVID, so maybe things are kind of weird in terms of like, we don't want to get sick. Which I mean,
a lot of people were like,
I get, you're on tour making a ton of fucking money. I imagine if somebody gets a little cough and can't play their guitar, it's probably gonna lose like $25,000 or however much you're making playing a fucking show. But yeah.
Were they making that much actually though? Huh? Were they making that much?
Were they?
$25,000.
Probably.
It's crazy.
Probably on the merch alone. Those bands are crushing. I mean, you know, you can get into the politics of how much the venues and the labels take and all that stuff. But yeah, those bands make a ton of money on merch.
I made $20 at our show.
That's great.
Yeah, we split it 4 ways. It was not $20 4 ways, but it was 80 we split 4 ways. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Got my food and got me home.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, there's I don't know. I feel like a band like Trivium at this point, it just feels like this is like a traveling merch store.
Yeah, it's
pretty much.
It's definitely a business for them.
Yeah.
Which, like, I mean, fair enough. If
when
you're big
selling,
at that point, I get that.
When you're selling $45 t-shirts, I mean,
yeah,
you gotta make money.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do the
Many
quick math on that. You're selling. You got $40 t-shirts. You got a room with 2,000 people in it. If half of them buy a shirt,
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
That is a lot. Yeah,
it's $40,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably made $25K that easily on top of whatever ding dong guarantee they had and ticket sales and all that stuff. You know, it's wild.
Yeah.
So, but the thing. So what are you doing now? What's cooking?
We're now in this next stage of we need to write something.
Yeah.
And it's either
Keep the cycle going.
Yeah. Because I mean, we've been sitting on the demo for a while, playing it live, and we just added 2 songs. We did a split with Powerball. And that went well. Good response. It was fun. We toured with them back in June, and that was cool. But now we got to write because we need more songs, and it's either going to be like a 5-song, something like that. We talked briefly about doing like a split of some sort, but we just did a split, so I don't really want to do back-to-back splits. Yeah. But all things we're gearing to talk about. But yeah, writing, keeping the same energy too. We don't really want to change too much, if anything, sound-wise, because this is what we are. This is, how we write. This is what we sound like. You're changing it, like, why? This is like Verity,
Yeah, so. I think it can get tricky sometimes. Maybe, I mean, this varies from person to person, but just from like a creative standpoint, like, how do you keep doing like new spins on the same sort of stuff? I mean, sometimes that might get tricky.
If anything, I think it's going to get better. I think we've locked in as a group too. I think the songs will flow better. And we've all been practicing too on our own to some level.
Yeah.
So practice makes perfect. Yeah. So
do you feel like you're still going to be like cooking songs out in 2 hours, or it might take a little bit more time?
Yeah. That's how we got to do it, because that's how we've been pushing out the music. Really, if we sit on it too long, it gets stale, or we just get burnt out, because it's like we've been playing the same open note breakdown for 2 hours and it's not really sparking anything. We got to go a different direction. Just spit something out.
So your writing process then is just very much like in the space all together, figure out the parts. Are you doing any sort of like a dry erase board with sections type thing, or is
not
it
even
that all in the head?
Not even that. It's literally we just pick up our phone and then hit record, and then Logan would count something off or whatever, or we'll start with a riff and then we'll just go. And then maybe as we're playing, we'll try to like yell over everything and be like, like slow down, break down, or 2-step or side to side, something, each section's got its characteristic.
Just like, like that.
Yeah. Some respect, I guess. But,
lyrically, how does that get into the fold in terms of like, is it just like waiting for like a piece of music to get done and then just yelling on top of it, or are you just
pretty
like
much
yelling stuff like off the top, like as we're like in the mix and just seeing what sticks?
No, I usually wait till something's done and then I'll sort of work with that, because, like I said previous, I don't really play instruments, so I feel like, I mean, I'll obviously give input, but it'll be more like break down, full mosh part, 2-step, side to side. But I let them do their thing, and then I finish it off
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like when we're in the studio, she'll lay it down, and then we'll be like, "This is sick! It's coming together now." It just glues it together very nicely. But
with your like writing process, or maybe just like writing experience, had you like written for any other bands or anything prior to this?
Yeah, we did me and Robin were in a band previously.
We don't gotta get into it too much.
Yeah,
it's a good band.
It wasn't
good.
It wasn't very good, but everyone's been in a not very good band.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
20 bad bands before you're in your first band.
Yeah. First band's not. You're lucky if your first band is your good one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, and that was just kind of like I wasn't really trying too hard. I was just kind of doing it. We're just kind of doing it to have fun, to just play in a band, because no one that was like right after COVID, and
just wanted to have
the
the
experience.
experience.
We just wanted to like be like, all right, we have to start a band. People need to start bands now, because there's still not a ton of young people in it. But
yeah,
like me and Robin were in Cemented in Fear before. I think the like Verity and then the end of Cemented overlapped a little bit, but and that writing process was pretty similar, I'd say.
Honestly,
Jake B would write the riffs, and then I would just kind of play over them, and then
Sav and I just add bits and pieces,
or you'd come up with like some cool lead ideas.
Yeah.
Same thing, just you're thinking about the crowd, you're thinking about how the song moves and how it flows. We're not really thinking too hard about how technical it is or whatever.
Yeah. With the current like landscape, I guess let's just like narrow it back down to Pittsburgh, because you've gotten to play outside of the city. You've done some light touring, and you've gotten to see other scenes in different parts of the country, meet friends and things like that. Like, from your perspective, how do you feel like Pittsburgh holds up compared to other markets that you've been in?
Holds up very well, actually.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'd say Pittsburgh and like where in Kentucky would you say?
Lexington.
Yeah.
Lexington rips.
Lexington, Richmond?
Richmond's always great.
We didn't play Richmond.
We didn't play Richmond?
No.
Where did we play? Wait, Richmond's in Virginia.
Yeah, it's in Virginia. What state are you thinking?
Kentucky. Kentucky rules.
Oh yeah, we just
Retribution.
Lexington was
Surfaced.
Cemented in Fear, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I think
play-
that's what that was.
we
Which I
play-
mean, that was
where
so
did we
fun.
play?
We played
somewhere
in Lexington.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
Lexington? I can't remember. You play so many cities and drive so many hours between the cities. You're like, you just put the address in your Apple Maps, and you're like,
Yeah, you don't see it twice again. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of it.
Yeah.
a lot of 8-hour drives and stuff when we went on tour through Kansas. And
Yeah, totally.
Pittsburgh absolutely
Mhm.
Yeah.
holds up, and so I feel like there's just a lot of the people who are here now are people who I've seen like over the past like 2 years, like first come in and mosh real goofy. We kind of also are like oh, we could tell this guy's like there's like it's like the second show he's ever been to, but now it's like those same kids who are like didn't really know what they were doing. They're like
Terrifying.
all crazy now.
Yeah.
They're like I'm like damn, I gotta watch out. And well, it's so cool seeing other scenes, and like then you come back and not that I ever lost any form of appreciation for our scene, but it just gave me like a newfound appreciation for what we have, and seeing so many other scenes. We play a lot of small Midwest cities. Seeing those ones were my favorite. Like we went like Wichita, Omaha. There's another one in there. What was it? Kansas City, and the other Springfield, Missouri. Those were
remember all
Yeah.
this. I try to envision it. I just see like the tour route in my head, and that's it.
Well,
Like, I see the red line.
you were driving.
Yeah.
I slept a lot.
Yeah. I look like up in the mirror, and then I'd see Grace. She'd be like, and rise up. Like, and it's like,
Yeah, so
oh, she's awake now.
That probably makes sense why you don't remember. But no, those were definitely my favorite because it was like, it's not a big city. It's not like 200 people at a show. It's maybe like 20 or like 20 to like 40 people.
What was that city in Kansas with the long room? There was the two entrances
Wichita?
on the side. That one was cool.
Yeah, and
that one was cool.
There's these ones with like, or not a lot of people come out, probably because it's a small town. It's like, what's in Wichita?
Yeah.
And those are the best because those people cared the most.
Yeah, you probably had every single person in Wichita that likes hardcore at that show.
So it's like those people cared the most. They were just hyped that there's a show there on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, and I loved that because that reminds me so much of Pittsburgh, because for a while Pittsburgh would just get passed over because there's Cleveland and Philly and Buffalo, and even like it's still a bit of a drive, but like Kentucky's right down there and Columbus, and so Pittsburgh get passed over so much. So when stuff did come here, we really made sure to go off, like try and make the show crazy so that people, like the bands, see that and they're like, oh, these people care about this. These people want this here. So that when they go home, they're like, oh yeah, the Pittsburgh was awesome. You gotta play Pittsburgh.
One of like the first like shows back, Year of the Knife and like Death Before Dishonor. I think we had talked about this before. I remember Grace and I and like 3 other friends. Maybe there was like a total of 15 people there. Just Year of the Knife, all of us just absolutely just terrorizing everybody. And the vocalist came out and was like, yo, you guys are crazy. Like, you guys are insane. And we're like, you guys rock. Like, what can we say? Like, what do you want to supposed to do? Yeah, I'm very biased though. Pittsburgh is 100% the best scene ever. We have continuously, literally since from the 90s, have had the best bands like over and over and over again. It's always literally starting a new wave, or it's building on something that nobody had ever done. Like each big band that we have from here is just otherworldly. Like
No Retreat.
Starting with No Retreat, like that.
Literally
that
beginning
style.
Like Beatdown.
Yeah, literally starting that. We had Enemy Mine doing the death metal Beatdown thing, which just again insane. We had Valve Hatred doing like very like not like technically like insane shit, but like just
it was just
heavy, hard.
No Reason to Live,
Yeah, No Reason
making
to Live.
like metal like moshable, and like crazy fucking riffs.
That dude doing
and
like
drumming.
solos, like both hands,
Joe's crazy,
hands
dude.
and vocals at the same time is like that lives rent free in my mind. I'm like, okay, I'll never be able to do that, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'll appreciate it.
We had Code Orange doing like the 90s metalcore thing with like industrial and thing like that. I think that band's just, and people try to bite that and they don't come close.
Passover. Passover was really early metal, like 94, 92, something like that.
Yeah. I think I can't remember.
Early 90s. And then they broke up, and then they got back together, and now they're still active. And they're awesome.
Our scene's
Shouts
sick.
out
I will forever say our scene's awesome. It might be biasness, but we have the receipts, we have the bands to prove it. Like, we've been an awesome scene. Period.
Yeah, I think that the thing that is really the strength and the weakness of the Pittsburgh scene, the thing that I think it's mostly a strength though, is that there's like in other scenes, there's like things to like try to be cool for if you want to be. Like there's like some scenes might have like a big label or a big community and everybody's just trying to like peacock for each other, like, oh, we gotta be so cool. Like there's nobody to be cool for here. It's just like you just gotta either you're good at what you do and people will fuck with you, or they won't. Like nobody will tolerate fakeness here as they might in some other scenes. And I think that has given us a lot of really, really great talent, because like you kind of got to be good for people to give a shit about you. Like nobody really cares how cool you are here. Like if you're not good, people will not support you.
And we're not just giving everyone a participation trophy. Yay, you're in a band, you played our show.
Yeah.
It was so great, dude. No.
When
good music.
In growing up in Little Rock, or we're not growing up in Little Rock, but I was in. But when I lived in Little Rock for like 5-6 months or so back in like 2022, and they're seeing like it's a much smaller city, like not nearly as many people showing out to hardcore shows. Definitely, like I love my Little Rock people, and I love everybody that.
They're from Little Rock.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
shout out to Zash.
Shout out Zash, by the way. Yeah, Zash is literally metalcore album of the year, by the way. Yeah, if you haven't checked that, peep it. It's awesome. But yeah, Little Rock was like kind of in a similar way where definitely like we only had the batch of people that we had, and the bands, you know, you had some duds, but there were people that knew like what they wanted, and if you wanted that crowd, if you wanted the people that you knew were about it, like yeah, you had to put on some serious heat in what you're recording, because they wouldn't show up.
Yeah. And then, you know, I guess like the other thing too is like when you have like so many good bands in like a concentrated area, it's just like if you're on a lineup with 3 or 4 other killers, what are you gonna do? You know, like I'm not a competitive person by any means, but whenever I play a show, there's part of my brain that's like, I want to be harder than anybody else on this fucking bill. So, and it's like a friendly thing. And just like when you have a bunch of bands that are just like so fucking good, you got to put a lot of juice into like trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing with Pittsburgh, I think, is too, I feed off a lot of like what the crowd is doing while we're playing. So that kind of forces me to be like, well, we got to write good music, because I don't want to go to a show and like just not feel the energy, because I want to feel what they're feeling and then give it back to them through the music, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's about too, is the band and the crowd are the same. They're together. They're all experiencing it at the same time, you know. There's no division. There's no barricades there. You're not watching them, you know. You want to participate with them. And that's what's cool about it. That's why I like hardcore and what we're doing. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely, I have my, like, I know a lot of people in all different pockets of the Pittsburgh music scene as a result of doing this show. And by like far and beyond, like the hardcore community is like the strongest in terms of like actually caring about what's going on versus anything else. It's just a different thing. You know, like there's some like the punk community it's adjacent enough, and they kind of, it's a lot of the same sort of ethos, and sometimes some pockets of metal kind of have that too. But when you branch out more into like your indie rocks or your hip hops or these other, the communities just operate totally different. The shows are different, band interaction is different, the camaraderie is different. It's just a different thing. And I think that is like what has like kept me wanting to like continue to be a part of this like loud, angry guitar music world throughout my life, because it's like that's what I like. Even though I enjoy all kinds of music, and I will go to those shows and see some friends that play in some, you know, like indie rock bands or whatever. It's like, it's just funny being at those shows and just seeing like, this is what you call fun. I guess we're having fun. The band's great, but it's just different. You know, the energy's different. It's a different thing.
Yeah,
agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you find, do any of you feel as though at any point in time in your lives you might branch out and do some experimenting outside of hardcore?
We already are.
Oh, yeah.
You have to. I don't think if you keep yourself limited to the one genre of music, you're going to go stale. You have to appreciate everything else and even try out everything else. Like me and Robin want to try to do and my buddy Sav want to try to do like a bedroom pop type, you know, really chill, you know, tight little project. And it's fun because I can only take so much, like, you know, before I go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I love the music, but I can't just run, you know, hot all the time. Gotta have some hot cold, you know?
Yeah. And I think too, like having those experiences in learning how different styles of music work musically, you can always bring some of that into what you're doing in some weird way, you know? whether it's just, I don't know, it's all about like intention in songwriting. And I agree with you. If you are doing the same style of music over and over again, if you only listen to one kind of music and only make one kind of music, it's just like, I don't know. I could never fucking imagine that. So that's cool. I'd be excited to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we can. Yeah. Well, like I don't know. I feel, if you're a musician, I don't know. I feel like you want to find other ways and other outlets, you know, like you want to try and attempt other styles. And if it flops, it flops. I mean, the worst that can happen
That's
is
all.
that's
What it's about, you know.
At least you, I mean, I mean, any
See if it
music.
works.
At the end of the day, I'd rather you give it a shot than at least not do it at all. But especially with, I don't know. I'm not gonna be limited to just hardcore. I just can't. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I think like as an artist, you need to exercise the practice of like doing things for yourself and just learning and exploring, even if it's stuff that never gets released or nobody ever hears it. It's still good just to like keep your brain moving. It's like those people that do like crossword puzzles every day to keep their mind sharp or whatever. Like you just gotta, you know,
that's
write
what we
some
need
weird
to do.
songs.
We do our crosswords in pen.
Good one.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, I think approaching creating music from different angles is how you create better music. You know, you can you see how it works from different angles. You know, if you look at a car engine just from the top the whole time, you only see how it works from the top, but you don't realize there's actually stuff going on underneath it too that keeps the car running, you know.
Yeah. That's a beautiful analogy.
Thanks. All from up here.
Mechanic nerd.
Yeah. I just changed my oil the other day.
Oh, nice.
So proud of you, buddy.
Super stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am too.
So all right. So we got we're self-aware in the fact that we need to get some new music together. Working on that behind the scenes. I imagine you playing any shows in the Pittsburgh area anytime soon that we could try to get some people out to?
Are we?
When do we have next year?
What? I don't. Do we have anything? I don't think
Are we on a little break?
We got
Honestly,
we got
be the
Detroit on the 24th.
I thought
There's something on the 30th, but I don't know what it is. I just put like
supposed to be
Verity.
Columbus. I thought Detroit was the 15th.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Oh, it's the 15th. I put the wrong
You can
date
tell we're
down.
really organized here.
Yeah.
I have something in August for our band, and also
I get it.
oh, that's it. We will,
We will, and there's
but don't want to play too much in Pittsburgh. I think we have been subject to that a little bit.
When you start,
But-
you gotta like hit the ground heavy so people know who you are. But
Yeah.
then
True.
you gotta back it off at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
I think after the tour, we all were just kind of, and I think we're still in this period. We definitely were like, okay, we just did a crap ton of shows in a row. We just took on a lot. Like that's the first time we've ever been on the road that far out. Like going to Denver like that early in a band's career, like not even a full year in, is actually like nuts for to me to understand. I don't know. That's
that was
crazy.
awesome.
That was insane. So that in of itself, I was fine with, like, you know what, if we just like dial it back after this, then that's more than fine, because I don't mind just relaxing for a moment, just decompressing after all that.
Sure.
And it's I don't know. I feel like
Let us
when
get
you have
creative
time
again.
to, I don't know, yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, when you have time to decompress and when you have time to like just let it air out a little bit, that's when I think the writing will get really good again once you come back to it. So I think that's where we're kind of
Agreed.
lingering right now.
Yeah.
So
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as they say.
period.
Everyone's
a good
gonna
one.
miss you, and then you'll play a show, and they'll be like, "It's so good to see you," and then everybody will be bleeding.
Maybe.
Well, as our train comes around the station here, our little choo-choo engine, is there anything that we want to plug or say besides the ambiguous Detroit show before we wrap this up?
Well,
Anybody got any final words of wisdom?
shouts out Savage Primal Impulse,
Savage Primal Impulse.
Savage Primal Impulse,
Arc of Violence,
Arc of Violence,
Violence.
Vague, Princess, everyone on that Sizzle and Steel show that we just played. So that's
Yeah.
even like Pure Bliss,
Madman.
Love Letters.
Madman, shouts out Madman. They just released
Southover.
a demo. It's sick.
That is Pittsburgh hardcore.
Shout out to our
Yeah.
friends Zashed in Arkansas. They just put out a record too. Listen to that. It's awesome. And Writhe and Fear out in Denver. Toured with both those bands.
Shout out Life
Awesome
in Vain
bands.
too.
Yep,
Shout out
Life
to
in
the guys.
Vain.
Yeah, Ohio's got it.
Yep.
Central PA too. Oh my God, Central PA is terrifying right now. Yeah, great bands out of there.
Fire in the Blood.
Fire in the Blood. Yeah. There's like 5 that just started. I feel like in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy over there. Oh, Lord.
Keep starting
shout out to those
bands.
guys.
Absolutely.
You know,
Please keep starting bands. Oh my God.
keep going to
Without
shows.
AI, please.
Yes.
by the
Yeah.
way.
Be original. Be
Christ.
about it. Care about it. That's all you really need to do. Is as long as you care about it and approach it with that thought, it's gonna be good. You just have to care about it for the right reasons.
And people will know if you don't.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
will. They
It's
will
very easy
always.
to
People
spot.
will always,
You can-
especially in this
You
kind
can
of
tell.
scene. People will always know. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always the people who, I've never seen at a show, never seen them at Preserving, will start a band and they go, "This is our new hardcore band." I'm like, I'm sorry if it's rude, but
Who?
I won't name names. We won't get into it, but it's, you don't see these people participating, never seen them at these shows. And then I see it pop up on Instagram, like, no, new hardcore band. Here's this show we just played. I'm like, I didn't hear about it. I go to the show. I'm like, and they're playing with like DIY bands, indie bands, like shoegaze bands. I'm like, it's like people want to be in a hardcore band because it's becoming hardcore is becoming trendy. Like you see all these videos from like Sound and Fury and LDB and FYA, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Hardcore is that big, and I'm not trying to like trash and all that, but it's like you see how big this is. It's like it's starting to become like popular, starting to become trendy, and it's cool. But it leads for a lot of people who don't participate locally to start bands.
Yeah,
and
I think that there's always been, there's been a handful of them over the years that have been like Pittsburgh-based bands that seem like they just want to skip playing in Pittsburgh, and that's not even talking exclusively about hardcore. It's just like for them, it's just like we'll just start a band and hit the road and just say we're from Pittsburgh or whatever,
crazy,
and that
man.
always like rubs me the wrong way.
Odd.
There's a good handful I can think of that were like that. And I guess that's an approach. I guess you could do that, but I don't know. It would blow my mind to be like, to not be able to play like a hometown show and have people come show love.
Yeah.
Like why? What are you?
Because they know that the hometown won't give them love.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because it's like when you need people at home to care about you.
Yeah.
Because you need that support.
You need your home team. Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't have your home team behind you, it's like what's the actual? Who's gonna like support you?
Yeah.
So.
It's like, how are you gonna get people interested to like come out and see you if you don't have like those videos? You know what I mean? Like, if there was like some footage from my perspective when I saw you play that Roboto show, I feel like 2-minute clip of that should be able to get you booked on any hardcore show anywhere, in my opinion.
Yeah,
honestly, like check out this band, book them.
And when you don't actively participate in the scene you're claiming your band is a part of, you're not going to be able to get on the shows. When a band you really like comes through Pittsburgh, you're not going to be able to get on that show no matter how hard you try, because nobody knows you. I just mean personally, like we don't no one who's booking the shows knows who these people are.
We never ask to like play a show. Like we will get asked to play shows. Like we got asked to play that Trivium show because it's like we have been playing shows for a long time and people know who we are and they're looking for an opener and they thought of us and hit us up. So great. Thank you.
It's all about putting the work in.
Yeah, just doing work, being a part of the scene, going out. The other thing too is like I do my best, and like to just try to just fucking go out to shows that I'm not playing. I know that sounds crazy.
I know.
To
Yeah.
some people,
That's
like, what do you mean? That's like, I love this shit. I want to go see new
absolutely.
bands. I want to see what's happening. And like, I don't care what style of music it is. I just want to be a part of it.
Yeah. I just want to go see bands. I just want to go see bands I like.
Yeah, that's it. I like to see bands that I don't like too. You know, like it's a fun, like, I like really, I genuinely view like going to shows as like class in a lot of ways. It's like you're learning about like what is going on in the scene, like what different bands are doing, how are crowds reacting to things, like what should I maybe be like keeping an eye out for, what should I not be doing, who should I avoid, like, I was like, these guys were fucking lame, like fuck them, you know, like, or like, whoa, like this band was really, really cool, never heard of them, that's great. But the only way you can find out about it is if you fucking go out.
Yeah, it's like it's a community, and so like if you're not communicating, how are you gonna be a part of the community?
Yeah. But again, I think there's just a lot of people that, I don't know, they want to play a show, they want to show up late, play their set, leave early, and it's like, why'd you even bother?
Yeah.
In my opinion, why are you here? Like, if you're not gonna be in this, then why come? There's a million's a dramatic number, but there's dozens of other bands that probably deserve to be on this bill more than you, if that's the energy you're gonna bring.
Definitely.
It just pisses me off.
Yeah.
Well, like, Verity, thank you so much for coming by today. It's been a lovely chat.
Thank you for having
I
us.
really enjoy the energy and the positive vibes that exist on the outside of this very chaotic and type of thing.
It's all what we love. And
Yeah.
that's what it's about.
Love for the game.
Hell yeah. Well, with all of that being said, that is all, folks. One more time, like, Verity, make some fucking noise. I'll be back again next week with another episode. Same time, same place, same channel. You know the drill. My name is Brian Sykes Howe. Start the Beat is the podcast. 2025 is the year. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of the people around you. Peace out. We did it. That was a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for
pretty
putting
cool.
up with us.
No, it's been great. That was fun. It was a great conversation.
That was sick, yeah. That was fun.